It's clearly a tragedy. Any of us who have been watching on YouTube or the news media looking at it, it is significant, the shooting of this young man. Council members, many of them were on the street last night talking to people, out at meetings, out at protests. As a council, we have asked that we get informed, that we get review, we get information, and we are kept informed about the investigation and what is happening. I think all of us in this room, many of us, as I look around this room, have come out of a protest past. Some people are protesting now, and many of us protested years ago. The reason protests go from being peaceful to violent generally is a feeling of not being listened to. And even when you talk, nobody taking action on what you've said. I think it's critical that throughout this city, all over the city, and I know it has begun, that we continue to communicate with the youth, we talk to them in small groups, and we really take seriously what is needed, and we really try to implement some of the changes that need to be done so this never happens again, and the youth have an avenue to get to the hierarchy and the structure that exists. Thank you.
Oscar Grant was the meat counter guy at Farmer Joe's in the Diamond. So for many people, he's somebody we knew. When I saw the videos coming back to town, it just left a hole in my heart and a hole in my stomach. But it's been an amazing opportunity, I think, also for us to have dialogue about, the Chinese always say that a crisis has both opportunity and danger. And for this city, it has to be an opportunity for us to talk about racism and our fears of each other, and our fears often of the youth and how we can reach out to them. So whether you go and read and help people learn how to read in an elementary school, or join my staff at Laurel Cafe on the first Thursday of the month, helping young people fill out job applications. This is an opportunity for us to move towards solutions. And also, I think the young people raise the institutional issue of obviously police relations, police training, and that we're going to have to deal with that. But the main message is that this is a human face, a real human being. It's brought together a lot of issues. Let's use this as an opportunity to move forward as a city.
Let justice pour down like rain. This is obviously a tragedy. We mourn the death of Oscar Grant III. This was a sad and needless loss of life, and I am absolutely committed in supporting all of those who have called for systematic actions, not only with regard to Bart Police, but with regard to all of those agencies that are within the control of the City of Oakland, that we take actions to make sure this kind of needless loss of life does not ever happen again. This is a tragedy, and we need to spread respect, and we need to spread justice. We are called to judge equally the mighty and the powerless, and that has to mean that having a badge does not mean that you get treated differently or that you get away with things that someone without a badge would not get away with. I also, I've been a city council member now for 3 days. And I also have a long history of direct action and have worked, civil disobedience myself, and working in coalition with groups that use civil disobedience. And so I want to say to the activists, first of all, the overwhelming majority of the activists were peaceful, and we should not allow everyone to be stereotyped by the misconduct of a few who committed destructive, vandalistic acts. That the overwhelming majority of the protest was peaceful, and we need to respect and honor that. But I also want to say to those who smashed windows of small, locally owned, mostly people of color owned Oakland businesses, that's no better than George Bush bombing Iraq to try to get back at Al-Qaeda. The conduct of a Bart police officer was not the fault of these small Oakland businesses, and to take it out on them is also unjust. And so I ask everyone, in solidarity with the action and the sentiment of why there is cause to march in the street, that these small Oakland businesses are allies to this cause, and I ask everyone, please do not harm them. It is not their fault. And I will continue to work with my colleagues to make sure that we get the necessary policies, that we get the necessary updates, that we do make sure that justice is served here. Thank you very much. Good afternoon.